So what is up everyone? I want to share another little project with you. What you can see here is my Apple 15-inch studio display, which I had lying around unused. I bought it in a bundle. This bundle had an perfect example of an Apple G4 Cube in it, which was the main point for buying this machine. But the display size was too small for me. I wanted to have a bigger one, and so I bought the 22-inch monitor, and so this was a leftover, and I had sitting it around for something like 2 months. Don't knowing what to do with it, because it is a perfect example. There are no scratches whatsoever. It is in perfect working condition, but if you put it on eBay, you won't get any money out of it. And so I thought, let's do something completely different and bring the use back in this machine. So yes, this display was introduced in conjunction with the Power Macintosh G4, and it features a 15-inch viewable area active matrix LCD display in a crystal clear housing derived from the Apple Cinema display. This model uses the ADC adapter, which stands for Apple Cinema Display, which carries along analog and digital video signals, USB data and power in the same cable. It was introduced in July 2000 and discontinued in January 2003. It has the maximum display colors are 16.7 million, and the brightness is 230 CD per square meter. The viewing angles are 120 to 90 degrees. It has a contrast ratio of 300:1, and it costs something like $1,000 when it was new. Today, if you go on eBay, you can find them for roughly 30 to 50 euro. In this working condition, you won't find them anymore, because it is really, as I told you, perfect. It consumes 50 watts of power and has no built-in audio. The maximum resolution on this is 1024 times 768. So that should be the normal DVD resolution, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So my plans for this are a little bit different. The main problem is this ADC adapter, which you can see here. This is an Apple proprietary cable, and it's not that easy to convert. But as I bought the other monitor, which costed me around 100 euros, the seller gave me an adapter with it. which I'm going to show you next. So here you can see the adapter which was included in my 22-inch cinema display. This adapter is really hefty. It weighs a ton. It is really well built, and it costs today the same money that it would cost you if you bought it from Apple and on the release day. Those are really highly sought after. They go for around 100 euros, and what they do is they convert your standard ADC to an DVI port and a USB 1.0, which we won't use. And what they do as well is they charge, they power up the display, because these displays were powered on through the desktop PC, through this cable, and then powering this on. So that means you really can, with this adapter, you really can use the old cinema, the old studio and cinema displays with modern equipment. So what you have to do is, here, this is your ADC port. You take the display, the cable running from the display, plug it in here. Then you take your power cord, plug it into the wall, and boom, there you go. You have a modern display running on DVI. So after seeing this bundle stuck together, I thought about what I can do with this setup and how can I use it in modern days to bring a little use out of this monitor. And what I figured out is it is quite a nice looking device. So I want to put it up in the living room and use it as a presenter for pictures, just like a picture frame, but with Apple hardware. And that is the use I want to have out of it. So the next thing I wondered is, how can I show pictures on this display, and therefore I needed an accessory. And this accessory arrived 2 days ago. I was a backer on Kickstarter for the Pine64. This thing is a mini computer I want to share. I want to show you. I nearly forgot about it because it took quite a while, nearly half a year until it arrived. But I thought this was quite a nice project to complete with this display. I will show you the Pine now in a little bit of depth. So this is the Pine64 that I want to use to complete my project. It is an awesome piece of kit, and it is totally a total beast. It is totally overkill for this project, but I thought, hey, why not? This is kind of a neat thing to have, and I put a lot of a lot of different gear into new use again. So let's have a look inside. On here it says open sesame, so that's what we're gonna do. We crack this open and we have an anti-static bag in which is the Pine64. It is quite bigger than I would have thought. I already use a Raspberry Pi Model B Plus, which I use as a music server in an old radio I hacked, and it is really quite big, but the specs are quite awesome as well. So let me zoom in and I show you what we got. So there you go, folks. Now a little closer look on this awesome device. This chip here is a 64-bit quad-core ARM processor with 1.2 gigahertz. So it is really powerful, and you have the 64-bit structure. We have a dual-core Mali 400 MP2 GPU, so a dedicated graphics chip, 1 GB of DDR3 SD RAM. Those should be these two chips. Then we have here, this is the USB power cord. I need to order, I already ordered the power adapter, which needs to be 5 volts and 2 amps. It should arrive tomorrow. Then right next to it, this is an gigabit Ethernet port, which will come in handy. The next port is an HDMI port, which will make use of 4K, but my monitor won't, so that I won't use this. Then on the back side, this port are two USB 2.0 host ports. Not sure if I will use them. I will use them for the configuration, but I hope I can write a program that I won't have to use it again. And here we have the micro SD card slot, which will host the system. Yes, and this device I will put a Linux system on it, and it will connect over the Ethernet port with my NAS. On my NAS I will install a folder. In this folder I will put pictures, and the Pine64 will access those pictures and make a slideshow out of it. And this process will be automatically, so when I put a new picture on it in this folder, the Pine will register it and will put it into the slideshow. Yes, I know this board really is overkill, but at the moment this is the best use I can pull out of it, and yes, it will be awesome, and it will put a lot of hardware into a new usage. What I have to handle now is the connection between the HDMI and the DVI, and I have a cable for this. That's this one. I'm not sure if you can see, I hope you can see. Yes, so there is, this end is the DVI and the other is the HDMI, but there is one big problem. If we have a look on the adapter cable, we can see that both of them are male DVI connectors. So what I should buy is a female DVI to female DVI adapter, but those are quite expensive. So what I did is I bought a female DVI to HDMI plug, which should arrive tomorrow. So tomorrow should be the day where I can put new use into this old but gold hardware. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I see you in the next clip.